Let's talk about the next piece of our puzzle. As a line holder, you want the flexibility of bidding certain days off in the month. With PBS, you can do that right from the large monthly calendar under the appropriate tabs. When you bid to have a specific day off, you're telling PBS, I prefer not to work this day. To bid a specific day off, you simply click on the date on the monthly calendar. Click on the layer or layers you want to bid the days off in, and then add this bid. The same is true if you don't want to work the same day of the week all month long. Let's say you want to bid to have all Saturdays and Sundays off. To create that bid, you can click on the day of the week header, Saturday and Sunday. Click on the layer or layers you want to bid these days off, and then add bid. Any pairings that have a duty period that touch the selected days off will be eliminated from your pairing pool from that layer or layers. Always double check your layer tab to ensure there are enough pairings in your pairing pool with the desired days off. Take a look at this example. Let's say you bid to have the 9th off. This will remove all pairings that touch the 9th. Assuming the flight attendant is bidding 3-day pairings, PBS will remove any pairings that originate on the 9th, any pairings that terminate on the 9th, as well as pairings that pass over the 9th. As you can see, selecting a day off actually affects more than just the one you're bidding. This can cause an insufficient number of pairings in your pairing pools, and could result in being assigned a pairing from outside your pairing pools. You do have the option of bidding specific pairings over the days off you have selected. Let's say you want a certain day off, but there is a trip you would be willing to work that touches that day. By bidding a specific pairing on a day that you also bid as a specific day off, you are telling PBS, give me this pairing if you can, otherwise give me that day off. The system will look at the specific pairing at that particular day. It will award you the pairing if you can hold it, and if not, the system will attempt to honor that day off request based on your seniority. It is very important that you check your layer tabs when bidding days off. In this example, let's look at the layer tab. You can see that in layer 1, they bid 2-day pairings in positions 2, 3, and 4. They also bid all weekends off. This is reflected on both the large monthly calendar and the smaller layer overview calendar. In layer 2, they bid the same pairing properties, but instead of specifically bidding weekends off, they use the days off property, maximize weekend days off. This strategy gives the system 664 pairings to try and award the flight attendant every weekend day off in layer 1. If they can't hold every weekend off in layer 2, they have 368 additional pairings in their pairing pool for PBS to attempt completing their line with as many weekend days off as possible. Again, you can see the properties bid for in layer 1 as well as the days off. They could choose to add a weekend day off in layer 2. To do so, click on the drop-down box on the large monthly calendar and select layer 2. Then select the day of the week header, Saturday. The layer selection box will pop up and will automatically highlight every layer up to the layer that is currently being viewed. In this case, layers 1 and 2. Select OK. The Saturdays are now marked off on the large monthly calendar as well as the small layer overview calendar. There are now 123 pairings in layer 2 because any pairings that touch Saturdays have been removed, leaving only the pairings that touch Sundays. Remember, when you bid to have specific days off, you may want to consider bidding pairings in later layers that touch those days just in case you can't hold them off. If you have an insufficient number of pairings in your pairing pools, PBS may have to go outside your pairing pool in order to complete your award. This could potentially include pairings that touch the days off you bid to have off. Make sure you back yourself up with something you would be willing to fly to avoid being given a trip you didn't bid for. Every flight attendant's seniority and bidding strategy is different. Tailor your bid to you, but by the time you reach later layers, you should be conservative and realistic to your seniority.